Hey there, John Malinowski here. And recently I was asked by a friend what kind of books I read and what I've read and that type of thing. And I got to thinking, do I want to make a list or maybe it'd be easier just to shoot a video and show the books? So these are the books. These aren't all my books. I've actually a whole nother room full of books. But the books in this room, which is the room that I work out of, this is my home studio here where I do a lot of my work and thinking and brainstorming and that kind of thing and shoot my videos and that. But anyways, a lot of the books I have in here are books that I've read, many, many times. A lot of them I read every year. Go back and visit them because it's amazing. I mean, you read the same book sometimes, depending on where you are and in your life, it has a whole different meaning, or you pick up new things, or depending on your understanding as well. The key about books is that it's not about reading books. It's about gaining knowledge. And it's not about gaining knowledge either. It's about ultimately leading to wisdom. But what is wisdom? Wisdom is basically a result of experience. And what is experience a result of? Experience is a result of action, not reading books, okay? Books, on the other hand, will help you to kind of leapfrog and definitely get ahead because there's other people who have gone before you, but there's nothing going to replace the experience. So the key is to get as much knowledge you can relevant to what you're about to do and apply it immediately and get results, and then measure, track, and improve, constantly. And ultimately what leads to real wisdom is having lots and lots of experience from different types of categories and things in life, and being able to put the dots together, take things from one area of experience and put it together with another area of experience and come up with something new, be creative, or be able to come up with new solutions, facing the challenges, because every day, everything's moving at light speed today. But the bottom line is there's free information all over the internet. You can get overwhelmed with information. It's not about the information. It's about getting the right type of information and also taking action, and the right type of action. But that comes from experience. So, if you have the choice of doing nothing or doing something because you don't know a lot, go ahead and do it anyway. You're going to learn something. You're going to grow. You can always improve. There's no such thing as failure. There's only feedback. Anyways, that's my rant for that. I'm going to go ahead and we'll just go through, and I'll start over at my shelves here and kind of look. And this, of course, is my work area. Forgive the clutter. I mean, I actually work out of here, and I work 2 days a week, and this is where I spend my time. So my desk over there, I've got some monitors set up with some different multi-cameras and so on. But over here, we'll start at my shelves here. And these are not by any means in any specific order. A lot of books, I do put them together categorically, like one topic. You'll see a lot of NLP books. Some of you don't know that I'm a trainer in neurolinguistics programming. Basically, I started that over 25, 30 years ago. And it was something that, when I started out early, I've been an entrepreneur for over 30 years, ever since I got out of high school. And essentially I learned real quick, that it isn't about just having a great product or a great idea. It's not like they say, build it and they will come. Now, I learned really early on that that's not always true. The key is that, in my discovery, is that it's all about sales and marketing, persuasion, communication, and marketing. And really that's life. I mean, great relationships are a result of great communication, learning to communicate, learning to pay attention, learning to get information. One of the things we say in NLP is that the meaning of your communication is the response you get. And if you take nothing more away from this video other than that, and you apply it, it could totally change your life, because it puts you in charge, puts you in control. Most people blame the world for what happens rather than what's going on right here. Anyways, I started early on. I studied with the founders of neurolinguistics, Richard Bandler and John Grinder, and I just went through the whole circuit of many people: Stephen Connery, Andreas, Tad James, Wyatt Woodsmall, you name it. Anyway, some of the books you're going to see, a lot of these, some of these you can't even get anymore. But these are what sit on my shelf because I visit them frequently. So again, excuse my clutter. And you can, at any time, just fast forward. I'm going to just scroll through these. There's a lot of books. I'll probably spend 10 minutes just scanning through these so you can build your list. And if you see something, hit the pause button and write down the title and the author. If you get a little bored or whatever and you want to, YouTube now has the thing where you can speed control the video. You can just fast forward through. So here's a book that just grabbed my attention here. This one's by Wyatt Woodsmall. This is called People, Pattern, Power. Just an awesome book, The 9 Keys to Business Success. Wyatt Woodsmall is a phenomenal modeler. This guy, you could send him into just about any scenario, and he can go in and find out the highest efficient processes and methodologies to make things happen, get results, excellent results. And that's what he's all about. Very inquisitive. Guys, yeah, I studied with Wyatt probably 25 years ago to learn from him, and I can only imagine what he knows today. It's amazing. But this is a great book. I recommend it highly. As a matter of fact, all these books I recommend, but some I'll just kind of pull out because they just grab my attention. Here you go. Here's Using Your Brain for a Change by Richard Bandler. These are classics. I see the quantum leap thinking, covert persuasion. A lot of stuff that I've learned in NLP, I've really had a focus and a filter of business. You know, how do I apply this in business and communication and persuasion and sales? And I've really gone to great extents to do that and master that. And it's a never-ending process. I'm always improving and learning. Here you go, Changing Belief Systems with NLP by Robert Dilts. Selling with Integrity. Here we go. This is a great book, Timeline Therapy and the Basics of Personality by Tad James and Wyatt Woodsmall. If you're into self-improvement, you want to help overcome some of your limitations, find some of the things that have been slowing you down or standing in your way or stopping you, this is a great book to read and get a good start. This will help you to overcome certain limitations and kind of reframe a lot of things from your past. Great book. I highly recommend it. Just going down the list, and hopefully you can see these titles here. This isn't an NLP book, but The Irresistible Offer. That's just more marketing. Here you go. Here's Robert Dilts, The Strategies of Genius, Volume 1, 2, and 3. Here we go. Patterns 1 and 2. We've got Changing for Good. This is a great book. You know, life is all about habits, and these guys have studied the creation of habits, how to overcome bad habits. You know, your life is essentially a makeup of all your habits. You know, where you are now, you have no one to blame but yourself. It's your own doing, your own beliefs, your values and decisions, and a lot of that's outside your awareness because they are simply habits. Here we go, NLP Volume 1. I'm sure I got Volume 2 around here somewhere. Here's The Structure of Magic 1 and 2. Over here is number 1. We've got Reframing. Here we go, Magic in Action with Richard Bandler. And, excuse the mess here. There you go, Dale Carnegie classic, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Yeah, I got a good mixture. Change Your Mind. There's another Applications of NLP, Robert Dilts. Then there's Core Transformations. And down here again, you know, some of these are on here just because they fit better. You'll see again, there's more books on copywriting and marketing and direct marketing. Here we go, Conversations with Richard Bandler, Dr. Richard Bandler. Some of these books are not easy to get. You probably can't even find some of these as well. Instant Influence, Robert Cialdini. He has a great book you should read. You definitely should understand that. This is a cassette series. This is definitely, I don't know how old that is, pretty old. The Science of Getting Rich. Here you go, Thinking Big, the Brian Tracy course here. Here's another one, Choose to Be Rich by Robert Kiyosaki. Most of you have heard the Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I've got that around here somewhere too, but this is a set by him. The Winning Edge DVD. Well, one of the things I've done in my life is traded equity options. I did that for over 10 years. This is Michael Parnas. This was a course he put out talking about his methodologies for trading. And I don't think I have a lot of trading books here anymore. Catalog marketing. You know, Gary Bencivenga is one of the names you should look up. Gary Halbert, John Carlton. You know, if you're into direct marketing and sales and headline writing and so on, and persuasion in print. Those are the guys to start to look for. Let's see. Spin Selling, it's a great book. Definitely recommend that. Influence by Robert Cialdini. You should read that, as we already talked about. What else do we have? Getting Things Done, Robert David Allen. Another David Allen, Ready for Anything. Secrets of Question-Based Selling. Miracles on Demand. You know, you'll see I have a lot of books on hypnotherapy as well, and just another way of communicating. Here we go. Here, Carlton Sheets. That's No Money Down. That's got to be pretty old there. I Hadn't even looked at that in quite a while. We got some other stuff down here. Here we go, Michael Masterson. If you've heard of Agora Publishing, it's just a very successful marketing and publishing company. Michael Masterson's I believe he's one of the founders of that. But I have quite a few courses by him. He's a pretty good guy. He's able to articulate what he's learned, and very successful businessman as well. We have some books over here, more on copywriting, and there's a lot of these binders are from courses or events that I've gone through. Event type seminars, that type of thing. So here we have another shelf. On to the next one. We got, here you go, the 4-Hour Work Week, Tim Ferriss. Most everybody's read that by now. It's definitely a good book. The title is kind of deceiving. It's not really so much about that, but you'll get it when you read it if you haven't already. Let's see here. What do we got? Roger Love's Vocal Power. There you go. Teaches about voice and so on. These are some DVDs and audios. Here's one, How to Write a Book on Anything in 14 Days or Less, guaranteed. So scrolling through, you can see I got some Dr. Atkins. I really do believe in that. I actually live a lot of the principles that Dr. Atkins shared about low carb, and I haven't eaten sugar in probably 20 years. That's for sure. And it shows. I mean, I have the same waistline I've had since high school, so it definitely makes a difference. Postcard marketing, catalog marketing. Here we go. Robert Koch, 80-20 principle. You should definitely read that. Everybody's heard that. Here is Cash Flow Quadrant. This is Robert Kiyosaki. There you go. Jack Canfield, Guy Hendricks. You've got to read this book. What a good title. So there's that. Going down to the next one. Let's see here. We got The Wolf of Wall Street, Catching the Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort. You may not agree with all the principles or things that he did in his life, but you can learn something from everybody. It's amazing. He had a pretty amazing experience that most people will never ever experience, and he's sharing it. Take what you like and ignore the rest. So internet marketing, internet business, lease purchase. I mean, I got a good variety of books here. Hypnosis, dietetics, hypnotic language, more and more. And here's some certificates I've got down here. These are that is my master practitioner certification. That was actually back in 1991. That was Connie Raines, Steve Andreas. We got this was Richard Bandler. It was my trainer's training certification back in 91 again. And this one here, this is Tad James. This is another certification from him. And going up here to the top shelf, I've got Bad Leadership. That's not a bad book. You should read it. Jim Collins, Good to Great. Excellent book. The Compassionate Samurai. This is Brian Clemmer and Associates. They've got multiple courses out there. They've got some good content. First Things First by Covey. Winnie the Pooh on Success. Definitely should read that. Let's see. Techniques of Persuasion. Daring Visionaries. These are all great books. I love reading about entrepreneurs and, getting the real story, because we all hear the Hollywood version of success, but the reality is it's work. You got to build it. You got to make it happen. You got to figure things out. Here you go, Napoleon Hill, The Master Keys to Riches. Speaking of which, there's another book down here. It's you should read. It's called The Master Keys System by Charles Haanel, Haanel. It's actually a good book. Strengths Finder 2.0. Don't sweat the small stuff. Can learn from all types of people, all from a book. People that are worth billions of dollars have written it down, what they did, and you can gain that knowledge. There we go. Perry Marshall, 80-20 Sales and Marketing. Excellent. How 80-20 rule applies in sales and marketing. All right, so going down to the next shelf, let's see here. We've got more books on copywriting over there. Stuff on the process. I was doing some research for some products that we were promoting. 101 ways to promote yourself. Finding your niche. Here you go. T. Harv Eckert, Seeker of the Millionaire Mind. That's an audio series there. A 45-second presentation. Lessons from Great Lives. This is a pretty cool book. Here's a book you should read, definitely. As a Man Thinketh. It's a very quick read by James Allen. I recommend that to all the young people that start out. Read one of these books first. There you go. There's more to life than making a living. You got what do we got? 5 Love Languages. Changing for Good. Again, it's about habits. You know, your habits. Your life is a consolidation of your habits. Execution. And up here we got some books. These are some I recently picked up. This is Tony Robbins' Money, Master the Game. Excellent book. I highly recommend it. You should definitely read it. And again, don't just read this stuff. Apply it. How does it apply in your life? Put it to work. The Motivation Manifesto by Brendan Burchard. Here's one, Corey Rudel. There's a name you might not have heard before, but Corey is one of the original guru marketers on the internet. He's kind of was one of the forerunners out there years and years and years ago. He's no longer with us, by the way. Here we go, The Dynamics of Persuasion. Make your mind work. More books on direct marketing, sales, how to stay lovers for life if you're married. Here's a classic here, the McGraw-Hill 36-hour negotiating course. Here's another one, The 48 Laws of Power. The Leadership Challenge. "80-20 Individual," Richard Koch. Another one, Sales Letters That Sizzle. Here we go. Here's a series, cassette series, matter of fact. How old is this? I haven't opened this in a while. Nightingale Conant. Look at that. He used to send us a cassette every month. It shows you how far back a lot of this goes for me. Why We Want You to Be Rich by Kiyosaki and Donald Trump. There you go. Paulo Coelho. You should definitely read his books. All right, so let's go back over to this other set of shelves here. And kind of looking up here. What we got? So we got, these are some core NLP books that you should definitely read. Know-How and The Imprint Method. Leslie Cameron Bandler and Jeannie LeBeau. There you go. There's a classic. That's probably 20 years old. The Personal Power 2. I probably have the cassette series somewhere around here. Personal Power 1. There's Ken Wilber, the original, the Integral Operating System. Definitely look into that. Speed Wealth, T. Harv Eker. Awaken the Giant, Anthony Robbins. Instant Influence, Robert Cialdini. We got some Atlas Shrugged, Ayn Rand. Purpose Driven Life, cassettes, audio, or CDs, audio. We got The Millionaire Messenger by Brendan Burchard. Pink Bat, Michael McMillan. There you go, The Wolf of Wall Street again. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, Millionaire Messenger. books on Tesla. No Mind Left Behind. It's the customer, stupid. Dean Graziosi. Here you go. Here's a great book you should read as well if you're a coach, trainer, or educator. Heck, I don't care, whoever you are, just read it. And it's a good book. This is The Future of Learning by Wyatt Woodsmall. And just a whole different model for education. Wyatt Woodsmall is a great modeler, and he went out and modeled, his name is Michelle Thomas. And this guy, he literally could teach somebody a language, a full language, to be fluent in a language within like weeks. It's some pretty amazing stuff. Just a total shift in the way learning should happen. Much more elegant. There you go, Turtles All the Way Down. This is kind of the structure of genius by Delosier and Grinder, John Grinder. Speed of Trust, Stephen Covey. Jacked Up, this is a book about Jack Welch. Instant Rapport, Michael Brooks. The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John Maxwell. Here's another one, Failing Forward by John Maxwell. John Maxwell's got a lot of good stuff. The Language of Trust. Founders at Work. If you're an entrepreneur or starting a company or whatever and you want to get some insight, read that book. It's excellent. Another book on influence, the Science and Practice. Some more NLP, Structure of Magic, Solutions, Green Light Selling. It's a NLP-based selling book. Great stuff. Instant Persuasion, Sales Blazers. The Big Idea, Donnie Deutsch. I like that guy. He's pretty cool. The show's not on anymore, but Donnie Deutsch, he's just a great thinker and a doer. There's The Rules of Influence. You should read this book as well. It's a great book. It talks about how, the minority can influence the majority, and how that really happens. Words That Work. Business and the Buddha. Stephen Covey again, The Third Alternative. Sales Bible. There you go, The Paleo Solution, Relationship Rescue, Guy Kiyosaki, Russell Simmons, Do You, 1 Minute Millionaire, Nonverbal Communication, Success Through Failing, Everything Bad is Good for You. Got 2 of those. Hero Tales. There you go, The Academy of Master Closing. This has got to be old. It's cassette tapes. Magnetic Persuasion. The Psychology of Self-Esteem. Beachbody. Yeah, so that's kind of it. I mean, there's a ton of books, like I said, out there that you can get into, but the bottom line is just dive in. Figure out what you want to know and take action. Here you go. Here's a set that I just was looking at here today. This is by Corey Rudel. This is probably one of the first courses I ever bought on internet marketing and so on. And just classic. I don't even know what year this came out. Corey Rudel's no longer with us, but this was the course he put out years and years and years ago. The Insider Secrets to Marketing Your Business on the Internet by Corey Rudel. Pretty cool stuff. Go ahead and make a comment and feel free to share books that you've read, or if you see any books that you have a question about, certainly ask a question. Or if you have some books that you've really had great experience with or you would recommend, you're welcome to put them in here as well. And like I said, I've got a lot of other books in another area, but these are some of the starting points for you if you're interested in self-improvement or business or marketing, that kind of thing. These are great books that you'll definitely want to have under your belt. And the main thing is to apply what you learn. Don't just read it, but make it happen. Make it work for you. So that's it. And thanks for visiting, and I'll talk to you soon. Make it a great day.